Hi guys, and welcome to my channel. This is Nicholin and this is Underneath Her Skin. So today I am very happy that you are joining me here. For those who are new, thank you so much for taking this journey with me. Please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that you will not miss another video. For those who are returning, thank you so much, Gems, for your continued support and for watching. So today I'm going to talk about the power of being vulnerable. And I know that vulnerability is something that many of us do not like to be, but I feel like it's very much important in our day-to-day lives. And I'm not saying that you are to go around and just be vulnerable to everyone, but just being able to be comfortable in sharing your story is something that is important, and there is always someone waiting to hear your voice and to hear your story, because it will definitely encourage and lift their spirits in whatever way it possibly can. So if I my last video, and reason why I'm decided to talk about vulnerability is because I started a series on grieving with coping with loss and grief. And the first video, the only video so far that I've done in the series, it's where I share my miscarriage story. And I will say to you that honestly, after taping that video, I had to regroup. I had to come to terms, because I started feeling a lot of those emotions, a lot of those feelings, a lot of the hurt and the pain that I felt in 2018 started to come back again. And it kind of put me in a downer mood for a couple of days where, I felt, sad. I felt angry and I felt upset just at the process and the fact that I had experienced that. But I do know, and so because of that, I basically decided to put the second video in the series on pause and to really talk about how talking about that first video made me feel. So this is why I'm here today, and I'm here to share about the power of being vulnerable. So in thinking about and experiencing the emotions that arise, again after I taped the video on miscarriage, I remember something that my clinical supervisor said to me when we first started having our sessions. And he said to me that I should take a look at this TED Talk, and it's by Brene Brown. And Brene Brown is she's a researcher, she's a PhD level social worker, and she basically wrote on the power of vulnerability. And I'm going to share with you some of the things that I took from that, because it has helped me in, owning the way that I feel, owning what's happening in that moment. Because to be honest, I am typically a person who suppress my emotions. I suppress how I feel simply because I do not want to own up to that feeling at that moment. But what happens is there are times when I don't get back to it unless something triggers that, and it brings me back to that feeling. And that is what I felt when I taped the video about my miscarriage story. It was like I was living it over again. So I want to share with you. I don't remember everything, and I will post a link to her YouTube TED Talk in the description of this video, that you can so that you can listen and take from it the knowledge and everything else that it has to share with you. So Brene Brown talks about our ability to be connected, and that we are biologically created to share with others our experiences, right? She also talks about what hinders that connection, and that is the shame and the fear that we feel. So the reason why this part really stood out to me is because a lot of times I feel like the experiences that we go through, no matter how small, no matter how big, no matter what they are, the experience itself, what exactly it is what causes us not to share. So sometimes we may feel the fear because how are people going to look at me? How are people going to view me? They're going to know that I went through this. I had a miscarriage. And it just brings about the shame, and the shame hinders, and the fear hinders you from moving forward in your healing and that process to just break free from whatever it is you're experiencing. So I definitely connected with her on that one. She said it causes us to disconnect from each other. And because of how we feel, we basically because of how we're thinking that other people may make us feel by watching or hearing our story, it makes us feel like we're not good enough, like we don't deserve to be heard. And one of the key things that she mentioned is courage. Courage to tell our story, courage to tell of who we are with our whole heart. And I know that this is so hard because I have experienced it where, you know, in my mind there may be certain things I'm more comfortable with sharing, and there are others that I'm just like, hey, you know what, that's okay. But the story still needs to be told, because someone needs to hear from you, and someone needs to experience, someone who experienced what you possibly have gone through can benefit from your story. So she said, the courage to be imperfect. And as a result of being authentic, therefore we are being connected with each other. And I think these are some very much important points, because when we embrace vulnerability as a necessary part of the process of healing without any guarantee, basically, of anything in return, we're exercising faith, right? We're exercising that very thing, because faith is the substance of things, that it's basically the things that we hope for without seeing it. So if we are hoping to be healed, and we're saying that we're hoping to be, to feel less pain or less hurt in the process that we're going through, based on the experiences that we've encountered, this is, allowing us to say, you know what, I may not feel whole right now, but I'm believing that I will. So I'm stepping out on faith. I'm taking the courage to talk about what I'm going through, so that I can be healed and I can begin to heal in the process that I'm going through. So, vulnerability is basically the birthplace of joy and creativity. It is where you find love and belonging, because you're giving up of yourself. And it's like free falling, if that makes sense to you, because you don't really know what will happen in the end. But what you're hoping to happen is that something will begin to grow in you. I'm sorry, something will begin to grow in you, and you'll begin to experience new processes, and you'll begin to have that joy and that love from sharing your experience, and also from hearing what others feel about your experience. So that if someone is saying, you know what, your experience really touched me, like someone that reached out to me and said, Nicolene, thank you for being so vulnerable. You are so strong in it. And I'll tell you this, I don't see myself being strong. I really don't. I just know that this is a process that I have to take at this point in time. And I'm literally going off of faith. I am taking that leap of faith. I am going with courage, because I know that I am not the only one who is experiencing these things. I am not the only one who is hurt. I am not the only one who gets emotional when they see another pregnant person. So because of that, I want us to be able to join as a community, and to share our experiences with each other, and to know that we're not alone, because I believe that there is power in numbers. And I believe that when we come together, we are just magical, and we're able to transform each other. So I'm really hoping that you can hold on to being vulnerable, even though it may be hard. It really may be hard, because it's your raw self, it's your naked truth, it's you being transparent, and that is not an easy thing to do. So join this quest with me. If you are feeling any way where you need support, again, please, you can email me at underneathherskin4@gmail.com, and I will be more than happy to support you, or link you to someone who's able to give you that support that you need to help you get through, or get to a place where you find strength, and you place where you find peace, so that you can go on and be the best that you can be in this time. So thank you again, guys, for watching. I really appreciate you so very much. And I hope that these videos are being inspirational to you. So thank you again. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Bye.